Recording.
Hi, my name's Wanda. I'm going to channel love energy. And that means the purple light is back, apparently. And I'm going to allow love energy to pass through me. It turns into a message for these folks who are representing humanity, all different walks of life. And whoever they are, they're representing a bunch of folks behind them. So I'm just here as the mouthpiece. So you'll see the energy come in, you'll see the energy go out, and some sort of miraculous events will occur between now and later. So I'll just step aside. We have some bell ringers today, 3 of them, and they're going to bring the bell. I'm going to exit, and then we'll see what happens. You have come to represent what it is like to be one, to have one common goal and one common purpose for mankind. No matter who or what you are or where you inhabit the planet, you have shown exactly what the highest chance of human connection can be and what it looks like. It looks like humans stepping forward, trying their best to be a part of something grander. That's the human experience. You wish to be something grander than you are alone. Alone, you're pretty wonderful, but as a group, you are miraculous. You increase the energetic vibration when you're all together, much higher than you can reach when you're on your own. That is why humans seek out other humans. It is so you may learn how to be less yourself and more for the group. Because as you join together as one, you give up ideas, your ego gets smaller, you're less connected to your notions or your great advice. And as you meld into the group, all of a sudden you start to notice that together you may come up with higher solutions. You may increase energetic vibration, which is love and care for humanity. And all of these things are necessary to increase your evolution in mankind. You have got into a certain place in mankind, which is where you're sitting now, where you've learned to go off alone and connect with the universe of love, or whatever you call it, and be in alignment. You have learned that much. And from that point now, what is it like when humans in alignment come together as a group? This is the next evolution of mankind. And it is groups such as this, where these humans come together to represent the rest of humanity, where others learn, others heal. The energy that is provided here goes out beyond this group, this gathering of humans, to others who are not always able to make the connection themselves. There are many humans who feel as if their lives are hopeless, that they are lost souls, they would often call themselves if they had to say something. There are many of these who have absolutely no access to group alignment, let alone singular alignment. So they have no access to either. So this benefit is not just for the amusement of those here right now. They are for the raising of the vibrations of unknown humans who are in a desperate state. So having discovered this now, and you really know it, it's just a reminder of something that you already know, that you are here for the betterment of others as well as yourself. Of course, you must be better or reasonably sane or well before you enter into the group of others, or you bring the energy level down. And you really don't want to do that. Your intention, that those that are interested in this energetic vibration, the intention is to raise vibrations of others and yourself, not to bring it down. So you don't enter those other groups unless you're fit for it, unless you're connected or in a certain space of peace and ease and knowing or ease and oneness in the world. All of these words, we often use the same words over and over, and many humans must be tired of hearing them, but it seems the only way to evolve for humans is the repetition of truth. For these are not new words to you. They are words that resonate within you because they're familiar. You've heard them, you know them, they are part of you. And only through the repetition of these words do you evolve. For it is sort of a tricking of the ego and the brain to step aside. We apply these words directly to the energetic self that resides within you and is connected and connects you to all other humans and the universe of love. This is who we are speaking with. This is the energetic exchange. In order for that to be as clear as possible, the ego and brain must be left out of it. So we're sort of bypassing that. That's your safety valve. So we wish to do this in a way where you feel comfortable and safe, so the information may be received and then put into action and put forth into the world. But it's a bit of a business getting to the very center of you. There are many defenses and ideas and stories that you've heard over all of your time and existence that cause you to be wary of situations such as this. These have been considered dangerous interactions and this sort of thing. And really, what they're saying, this is really, we don't want to get too philosophical about this, but this is an egoic man-made that is trying to control humans. So what we are saying is go to the heart of you and you decide. Not don't listen to us, don't listen to them. Look inside your heart and see what's in there. See if any of this feels like it's truthful to you. For if it's not truthful, again, it's not your concern. Just forget about it. It doesn't make any difference. So this energetic exchange at this moment is coming together for a specific reason. These gatherings are not random. If you believe that there are no coincidences in life, or there are seldom coincidences, let's just put it that way, to save an argument, there are seldom coincidences. There was a reason that this group has been brought together at this time. Who would like to share their experience with energy and why energy works within a group? That's very specific, we know. You may be more general about it, but generally speaking, what is your take on group energy?
Well, what I'm experiencing lately is that group energy can be very negative and probably the opposite of what, it's still energy, and there's a lot of negative group energy that is overwhelming.
It is powerful. So it is powerful when it is high, it is powerful when it's low. That is the energy, that is the group, that is the effect of groups of humans coming together energetically. And there are some who are unaware of their energy. And this is where this gets particularly difficult, because there are those of you who are entertaining this exchange that are familiar with energy. So you're able to see things others cannot. So the others who cannot often bring their ego into circles of humans because they wish to maintain a certain amount of regular human life. And we'll explain what we mean by that. There are humans who are very much afraid of group energy. They don't want to know it exists at all. So they pretend that really it's nothing to do with energy. It has to do with ego and brain. And we will bring it in. And there's always sort of a few at the top who wish to take control of a group, for they are the dominant ones, and they wish to bring the group into submission in order to prove that there is no such thing as energy. They are wishing to prove that the brains and ego will rule the world. Sometimes they do. It depends what energetic group they find themselves in. So these sort of humans who wish to take control of groups are doing so, they believe it's for the benefit of mankind that the ego and brain will rule the earth, not the energetic self. So right away, when you come into these energetic groups, there's different intentions going on. And those of you that are familiar with energy, that are in this energetic exchange, must now step back and look and say, what exactly is going on with this group? Is there an ego that's trying to control the group because they believe it's for the betterment of the group to be submissive and one person make decisions? There are many, this is done in many places over your world. And it, in certain ways, it's successful because the humans have no say in it, but they wish to follow the lead of the boss, or the one who is the strongest dominant. So they wish to follow that. In a certain way, that has worked. So for those who are interested in energy, and you look at this discussion, this one asking the others to submit, you see something totally different. So it is actually those who see energy that are outside of this circle of influence, for sure. But also you have different eyes. You're looking at a different picture. And even if you were to explain to them, your ego is trying to get those to submit so you'll all be one, and then you'll be cohesive to move forward to make decisions. They won't know what you're talking about. They will say, that's absolutely not true. We've asked all of the submissive ones what they want to do, and they've all decided that I will make a decision for all of us. Because in certain situations, humans have learned it's easier to submit. And then afterwards, they'll go and be deceptive and whatever happens. So those who are interested in energy, you've got it rough when you're involved in these groups because you're the outsider looking in. Now, when they are the positive, uplifting groups, you will jump into it. You'll say, oh, those are my people. That's my energy. I'm all for love. Let me in the middle of it. So same group, just the different intention. And both times you will look from the outside before you get into it. You'll stand and because you're comfortable with energy, you will be standing out watching the colors, how fast the vibration is. You'll watch all of it. You'll see who has high, who has low vibration, because you're an observer first before you jump in. Now, of course, you're wondering as if you're able to change the energy of this group that is set to dominate other humans. Is this correct?
No, I just I as much as you people hop in and say yes, this is my group. There's the same energy. It's a negative energy, and it's an energy of hate and protest. And if you see that group, like there's so many groups now, you'll see 6 different signs for 6 different things they hate, and they're actually getting together because yeah, I hate something too. So I'm gonna go down on that sunny day and hate with them. So
Yes.
I'm just saying that I feel that force of negative energy is stronger, um, has more impact on me in a negative way than positive energy does. And so that's kind of, does that make sense?
Hmm. So you are saying that the negative energy and the high energy, even if it's for the same group of humans, you believe you are more affected by the negative energy. We're going to explain to you why you are more affected by negative than positive if it's the same amount of people with the same amount of high energy or whatever, or low, whatever it is. If they're identical in every way, except for their intentions, which is love and one is discord, you are in a different frequency than ones that are in discord. And that's why goes against your very system. You have decided through your life what you're comfortable with on an energetic level. It's your place, you're safe. You have humans around who are around the same as you. You go to events that are around the same vibration as you. You do not attend these other events. And that is because your vibration, your energy is going at a different speed, and it is repelling it, as if you are magnetic to the love groups and you are anti-magnetic to the hate groups, because you're an opposing frequency. Do you understand what we mean by this magnetic frequency?
Yes.
So, of course, you don't fit in with them. They're different than you are. The ones that do fit in with them, as you say, will keep coming no matter what the subject matter is. They will come because they're the same vibration, the same frequency, and they attract like to it. You are not part of this group, but we are wondering if you have an idea that you would like to influence this group to be less dramatic and more loving.
Well, I'd settle for less dramatic.
But an influence that you would come from you is what we're wondering.
I don't want to influence groups anymore. I just have to allow them to be where they are and what they are.
This is very wise. And now you are withdrawing from this discord, group of discord, and you're somewhere in the middle because you have not found the high energy lovers yet. Is this correct?
Sure, that's correct.
And now you don't know if you want to be part of any group, high or low.
Correct again.
For a time you are wishing to be alone, in your alone alignment. We began by speaking of this. It's important for each human, before they enter any group of energetic group, to be in alignment themselves. Otherwise, they are bringing their wonky energy to another group, which you don't want to do. None of you want to do that. You all wish to show up in a high, clear vibration and oozing peace and ease, and bring that to the group. Bring that to the group, and then you will see, then you will feel, yes, this is correct for me. They are the same vibration. It is if you are putting on a pair of shoes that you have worn and now they fit your feet. So when you are with those, when you're ready, you are now standing in alignment alone. When you are ready to move amongst those lovers, they will be as easy as this old shoes for you. There's a certain bit of information here that it is absolutely fine for humans to get back into alignment. When we speak of this group energy raising the vibration and saving humanity, it does not mean that during your human experience that you do not have the ability and of course the will to step out anytime you wish to get back into alignment yourself. This is always very important, but it's also to acknowledge your own choices in life. Always, it is up to you. So when you're with a group, be with the group and be part of it and all of that. When you're alone, be alone and be alone with yourself. And everything is absolutely fine where you are, as long as you notice it and say, that's pretty good. I'm staying right here where I am, without judging it. This is wrong. I should be there. Why don't I go there? Stay longer, whatever. This is the ego and the brain again, leading you away from the moment that you're in. So this is absolutely fine. Now, there's more information here to be gathered from the group energy. And it has to do with first the human energy and becoming aware of what your energy is and what it is that you are bringing forth when you're ready. Again, we'll say this, and we don't mean just you, we mean humans who are like you, because you're all at this phase of trying to bring energy to lighten the load of the world, to bring a certain love and peace to humanity that is struggling. So you have a common goal like this. But first, always, it is important for you to understand what it is and where you are energetically. So therefore, you know what you're bringing, and you won't be surprised by the other faces or what are you doing here? And you're not surprised by how you affect others in the group. You say, yes, I know this will happen. I know this will happen. And you will come forth in this easy, strong way. So this is an evolution, an energetic evolution of mankind, singularly and for the group. May we continue discussing this. There's more information to be had if others are willing or wish to share on this matter.
I was thinking about, I was thinking about how like groups can be not necessarily led, but can fall into the path. Like I think about rioters, and you can have instigators of a riot that just want to create destruction, but then other people will join in with the riot, not because they necessarily are instigators or destructive people themselves, but it's like they get wrapped up in the event, what's going on, and then start participating in things like that that they probably wouldn't otherwise do if they were just by themselves. So they're like being swayed by the energy, if you will, rather than being kind of single-mindedly following a certain path. They're more influenced.
You are speaking of high energy individuals pushing their agenda. Now, you find this mostly in the negative groups, the ones who are these words you are using, but the ones who are negative vibrations. In the higher vibrations, the leaders are very quiet. You often can't find the leaders. They're somewhere down, hidden in the middle. Usually they are quietly pushing others forward or pulling them. So in these other groups that are highly agitated, there is strong energy, of course, pushing them forth. Now, we hesitate to say what most humans believe, which is this is pure evil. This is a word we are not fond of using because it is used incorrectly. So what is happening with this strong, energetic human? They believe they are doing what's best for mankind. It is truly, their acts are horrific, but their intention is not. This is a deep concept to grasp because truly they have the same intentions to help mankind as the kindest, quietest, loving meditator. Both want what's best for mankind. Now, this is hard to believe. Their intentions are pure. When you come into human form, your intentions are pure love. It depends who you spend your time with. Whatever humans you spend time with, you come to believe what they believe. And then you start to say, I will serve mankind the best way that I can. And they often believe it's through these acts of violence and this sort of mayhem. They believe they are making a difference in the world in a positive way. Mm. It's very upside down by when you look at the after effects. But the true intention of the person who's leading the mess is not. They have been raised to believe, or they have come to believe that they hold truth and that they stand strong with it. They will not be swayed by words of others or anything. They believe they are serving mankind. This is why these groups move forward and reappear all of the time, because they are coming to be of service, so they believe. Do you understand what we mean by this?
Yeah, it would depend on the situation, combination of people, but he was doing it for good in his own mind. So that kind of makes sense with what you're saying. But I think in many cases, the leaders that are promoting an agenda, it's all about self-aggrandizement, not about trying to help the world necessarily.
Yes.
Helping the world, but it's really about feeding their own egos.
You are speaking of those behind the chaos. They are never in the middle of the chaos. They are not to be found there. You are talking about the ones who create the event or the hypothesis, the hypothetical event that will occur, and get others to go forward to do the damage. This is what you are speaking of. You are speaking of those behind the scenes, we would say.
Well, there's different examples of that. Like, I think about dictators and how they, would control a crowd and use fear and violence as a way to influence people in order to promote their own agendas, and that's been common through human history.
Yes, this is the way of mankind.
But then, I think about we recently had our President Trump in the United States, who is a very self-centered, egoic person, But one could argue that there's a greater good that comes out of that chaos, because hopefully people see the fallacy in the approach.
Hmm.
And so
This is
now
a
we're seeing kind of a pendulum swinging in attitude in the US, and there's more awareness to racial issues, and there's more things coming to light perhaps now than there ever has been at any one time in history before.
Yes. So if you speak of, you are really speaking of contrast here, energetic contrast, which is pretty much the same as these groups of lovers who are quietly sitting around, humming and such, and the loud rioters who are making chaos. This is a contrast also of humanity. So somewhere in the middle, most humans exist somewhere in the middle. But these two are the possibilities of mankind. And it's always important to recall that you may move anywhere from the middle to either side, or stay in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important because humans must always have the option to live on either side or in the middle. This is so it is not to be truly this is not really a discussion to judge what is good and what is bad and how to stop badness and all of this stuff. It is not really about that. It's whether or not you have the option in your human life to live as you wish and learn the experiences if you wish to learn the life lessons. But certainly extreme examples of behavior draw attention to everyone. And they may join together in the middle and decide if they're going to go further to the other side or stay in the middle. Certainly it draws attention to that. And humans like this contrast. They like to know, well, this is terrible, so what is good? And if this is good, what is terrible? They like to know this sort of thing. Humans are always moving about. There's not this sense of sitting in the middle and doing nothing with your whole life. You don't like it. You like to feel like you're going here or there, or something's moving around or something, that you're up to something in your lifetime. You don't want to sit around all of your life. So humans enjoy contrast. It brings attention to a life that's being lived. As tiring or angry, whatever emotions are evoked within you for these contrasting behaviors, the feelings evoked in you prove again that you're alive, that you have lots of different emotions, and you can feel all of them. So truly, that our focus is on living your human life, living it extreme, somewhere in the middle, feeling it, whatever it is, but noticing what you're living at the moment, enjoying it for what it is, and then moving forward. This is our focus, truly. Is that understandable for you?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I was thinking about that in ambition. When you're saying just sitting there and observing life, one could say you would have little ambition to accomplish something. So I find it, so many people are trying to find their purpose. I mean, in the sessions that I do, most people ask, "What is my purpose?" So just sitting and observing is discomforting for folks because they feel like they're not achieving something.
Yes. And you are speaking of yourself, of course. It's uncomfortable for you to sit still because you are feeling as if you are not, you are able to judge yourself and others by what is produced. And that is the human way. It's easy. You do this, you get that. You do this, you get that. You can't see any tangible evidence when you're sitting quietly getting into alignment. And for someone like you and many others, we do not say you have to sit around all of your days and get nothing done, because it's important for you to see tangible events for your the effort you put forth. But you may sit in alignment a little bit. Now and again, you may sit quietly in alignment. You see? So when you use a contrast all of the time and it looks like you have no effort to put forth in the world, you are making it contrasting so you forget about the middle, which is once in a while, for a few moments, here and there. These are the times you may sit in alignment quietly. You don't have to do it all of the time, but randomly.
Okay.
Don't forget about the middle ground, not the extremes. Is that good for you?
That's very good. Thank you.
Let us do namaste. Namaste.
Stay.
Hello. Seems like the discussion tonight is about groups. And you were talking about how the loving groups, how they protest and put their agenda out for others, and to try to change something, which makes complete sense to me. But protest now has such a negative aspect to it. I've always wondered if it more needs to be done in the background energetically than actually being in the forefront.
So
right?
you are, yes, you are a human that is comfortable using energy and you believe in it. But there are many who need to see something tangible. They don't believe in energy. Even though you harness energy to fuel your devices, they still don't believe in energy. So no one would believe it made a difference to sit behind the scenes. But of course, this is the highest energetic way to change the world. You may do it all behind closed doors in groups of you when no one really knows what's going on. But suddenly humans feel a little more hopeful. And yet nothing truly has changed. When humans feel hopeful in the same situation, you will know that there are more humans behind the scene sending love and ease and peace to them. This is when you will truly know that it's making a difference. This is an entirely new concept for this time in evolution, that you may band together and quietly raise, change the vibration, heal others, send love through the air. This is a brand new concept. And this brand new, you know what we mean, pretty brand new for humans time. And this is coming from you. So the reason you have brought it forth is it's something you're able to do, you're capable of, and you're interested in, and you know others who do it. There are very few who know this. So because you know this, you are called to do it. You have brought attention to it. It is not for the others to do, it is for you to do. And whoever is like you in the same energetic equivalent as you. So you understand you are evolving into a human that has not been seen before. You understand the importance of this time, this knowledge, or this information that you are, this exchange that we're having about this topic?
Well, I find it so interesting because you say it's so new, and I almost forget that sometimes, because to me it just makes complete sense.
You are of a different time. You are of a different time and place. And you have brought forth information that is useful to the others, and they have asked you to bring it. There's not, every information that comes is because it's called for. Humans have called out for this. How do we heal the earth? How do we heal the earth? It gets louder and louder. How do we heal the earth? Eventually they can hear how they heal the earth, which is this what you're speaking of, this energy, that you're able to manipulate energy. So we are speaking of energy in groups, but we are also speaking of energetically getting into alignment yourself. The importance of this is so that when you are in alignment yourself, you are not pushing any garbage out to the others. You are pushing out clear love, just straight up. So they are able to take it as it is without any more garbage. They have enough garbage themselves. So when you are in alignment, when you are clear, then you have something to offer. This is the message here, truly. This is the beginning. The beginning is the humans getting into alignment so they are clear. So their offering is undiluted. It's straight up love with no conditions and no strings attached. That is what is being discussed in this energetic exchange.
So how do you, if this question's never been asked, because someone's asking this question they've never asked before, what would you say? How do I get in alignment to be clear?
Oh, it is to surrender what is inside of you that is ego. Now, that's much easier said than done, because you learned about your ego and brain when you first started hearing the humans speaking to you, when you're a small one. They told you what egos and brains look like. You must do this, you must be quiet, or look this way, or don't do that, you'll get in trouble. All of those things were the rules of society. So now, for you to sit in alignment, you must let go of these without even knowing clearly what they are. So this takes a certain amount of trust that there is much more to the universe, that there's much going on that you don't know about. You get smaller and smaller and release more and more of your humanity until you become pure love. And then you understand that you are the universe of love. You are a God. You are an angel. You are whatever word you want to use for it. When you bring the humanity and get rid of the humanity, that's all that's left. In the olden days, they called it the soul. So getting into alignment is being less human and more energy. This you're familiar with, because energy is love. The universe of love is energy. Universal intelligence is energy. It's all energy, and you contain it within you. So in order for you to get in alignment as much as you can, it's letting go and more of your opinions, your ideas, what is right and what is correct, and who is correct and who is incorrect. All of these judgments that you have learned, and in a very easy way you've learned it. You've been raised to judge everything all of the time, every step of your way. But letting go of those ideas means going backwards in time, back to your beginning, before you are damaged and reconstructed as the human that you are. And this is sometimes difficult, for humans don't wish to let go of all of these notions that they've gathered over their many, many years, and their thoughts and all of this, because what will be left? And this is where the hope comes in. If you believe there's something more to you, if you believe you are energy and love at the very core of you, and you believe there's something going on bigger than you, a bigger plan, then you will not be afraid to go back to the beginning. For you will easily let go of these ideas and notions and everything that you've gathered. So it's very difficult for humans who've built a life of ideas to let them go. They've invested time and energy into them. This is why it's difficult to stay in alignment. And this is why we say one moment, just for a moment now and again. For you're very vulnerable in this state. And it's not comfortable at first to be in alignment, be vulnerable. You don't know what will happen to you. And all of your human body cries out to live, to keep you alive. So it doesn't want you to be vulnerable. So you've got all of these contrasting ideas. But if you're able to come down to the center, very, very, very center of you, the smallest spark of you, this is where you're connected to the universe of love. And that's when you're in alignment. What do you think of that answer?
Oops. Great. I still struggle with that. I definitely struggle with that.
All human. And do not judge the struggling. The struggling is the human way. That is why you have a body. If you didn't, you'd be floating around in the universe. There's no need to judge your struggle. All humans struggle with it.
Now, when you say
for a moment, remember, just for a moment, try to get into alignment and let go.
Now, when you say go back to the beginning, are you talking about like back to, yeah, what do you, like when you were born, just before you were born?
Yes, right then.
Yeah.
Right when you took your first breath, or the moment before you took your first breath. That's when you knew everything. That's when you knew what love was about. You were easy then. There was no problems in the world. You had no ego then. You were just pure love coming forth.
So okay.
So your highest self is your oldest self, humanly.
So like meditation and things like that would help with that probably.
Yes, as you sit, this word has also been misused by humans. We scarcely use many. We are worried about using any human word because it has a connotation to it. Meditation, we don't use this word because you all have different ideas about it, and there's books, movies, and all of this business. What we are saying is get into alignment, which means sit in your higher self for a moment. Just for a moment. Because you're human, having a human experience, you can't sit there very long. It's overwhelming. But then later it's 2 moments, and then 3, and then 4. Easy like this. Easy, sitting in alignment. Connecting with whatever you wish, something that's outside of you. The stars, the moon, whatever you want, an angel, a fairy, whatever, it doesn't matter. Something that exists outside of you because you are saying, I believe in something more than me. I'm believing more than in something. I trust something outside of me, and therefore I don't have to rely upon my own brain and ego to get me from here to the end. That's what it's about. It's about wondering about something outside of yourself. Whatever it is, it doesn't even matter. A butterfly, yes, that's a good one. It could be anything like this, anything outside of yourself. For a moment, then you're letting go. Letting go of your human experience just for a moment and thinking about something outside of yourself. Humans are very self-centered. You're heavy, you have to walk around, you have to make decisions and everything for yourself. So it's very easy to stay heavy in your body. It's not easy to be lighter and leave it. But if you wish to evolve energetically, this is the way to it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You can also sit around, do whatever you wish. But this energetic exchange is interested in this attaching themselves to the universe and all of this. So that is why it is the discussion to be had when we have these energetic exchange. How's that for you?
Good. Very good. I guess I'm wondering if there's something else that you're wanting me, or there's something else you're wanting to bring up, or if that you've spoken.
There was a connection with the other. We have not completed it, and it is a connection between the energetic exchange here. So we will not finish completely with you. We are going to draw you into a discussion about the energy here. That is the energy that is of the other who has left a painful group of humans because energetically they have been damaged by being in the vicinity of this energy. We are wishing you to share, if you're able to, what it is like from your experience to be around groups of human energy. You're able to share what this is like for you.
I think for me, I naturally try to get myself into alignment before I get into a group. But also they can be very strong and powerful.
And you have been involved in groups. This is what we mean. The groups that you have been involved with, what has been your experience as an energetic sensitive?
I think every group is always different. Like in this group, sometimes I can feel others' emotions and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I'm aware of, sometimes the energy is like floating and sometimes it's heavy. It just depends on.
And what do you mean? What do you mean precisely by heavy and light? You can feel it in your hands, like it's heavy like this?
Yeah, you can feel it in your body.
And
Sometimes you're like,
when it's light, are you floating off of the earth?
yeah, you can like almost feel like you can skip around, right? Yeah, like a little fairy. Yes, I've definitely been in groups like that. And then, yeah, you get the heavy humans where you leave and it's like, oh my goodness, I need to get out of here kind of feeling.
As you have spent time with this energy, do you find that your relations to group has changed? Do you see them differently? We mean,
I think it always depends too on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm struggling inside, and sometimes I'll go into a group and it'll actually make me feel better.
you are taking the energy of the others. You understand that?
Yes.
Yes. So when you are feeling low, you're able to take the energy of others to raise yourself up.
Is that a negative thing?
Oh, we are just pointing out something. So all we are saying is for you to notice what you're up to. Notice what's going on with you. It is human. You see how you have responded to this is the human way to judge everything. Was that good? Was that bad? Was that good? Was that bad? Perhaps it just was.
Yes.
So what we are suggesting with you is that you are very aware of what's going on, even if you don't always acknowledge it. Your body knows it. Your energy knows it. And it can go into situations, take what it needs and leaves if it must. There are days when you say, I just want something, and you go take it. And there are other days you say, I can't be near humans at all today. I don't like any of them. And so all it is a noticing of what's going on. There's absolutely nothing wrong or right. You are perfect the way you are. We are only encouraging you to understand that you are very sensitive to energy. And groups are particularly, you must be particularly careful with or aware of, because it gets all stirred up even more than one human. One human you can take. If you have one human, you can bring their energy down. You can take it into you, shovel it around and give it back to them. You can play with one human like this. But when you get into groups of humans, you are more influenced by them. You're not sure how powerful you are. So you're always saying, am I more powerful than them? Are they more powerful than me? Will I get sucked in? Will I lead the group? What will happen to me? Instead of just being. So all we are suggesting is just be who you are at the moment in whatever group setting or wherever you show up energetically. Just be aware you're an energy sensitive. This is this new word. We don't know what it means, but it seems to be appropriate for you and the other. We are just reminding you that you're energy sensitives. That's all. Just to notice or be aware of. You walk through the world differently than some other humans. Not all humans are the same as this, but in this situation, this is the case.
Yeah, so now that you say that, it makes me, it's just groups right now feel almost foreign because what we've been through, like with people, but especially when it's involves high energy, like music, things like that, I definitely need to be on the outskirts, right? Because when I'm in the inside, it's just too much. I almost get unplugged. It's like turning off the light switch, right? But even like I was in a drum circle and recently, and yeah, sometimes I can feel almost everything at the beginning, and then eventually I get desensitized.
Yes, become part of the group, and the energy goes somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that good for you?
Yes, thank you.
We wish to namaste for the both sensitives, energetic sensitives. Namaste.
Namaste.
Erin, I'd like to ask a follow-on question, if I may. Is the energy of a geographical location different from the energy of humans? Because I've been in places where, well, Florida, for example, is a place that just feels very foreign to me when I go there. I don't know why. Part of it, I think, is cultural. Like some of the things I see down there, I just don't identify with. But I actually cut my vacation short because it felt like a place I didn't want to be any longer. And that would be quite unusual for
Yes.
me. And yet other places as well feel very serene and they feel like I'm welcome there. All, for no particular reason. It's more the location as opposed to the people.
But you've sort of got that upside down, because humans, the land itself is neutral. The land itself is healing, it grows, it supports humans, it demagnetizes humans. The earth is just that. The earth is there for you. But if you become sensitive to energy and groups of energy, which we're again speaking of this, you will notice that in different areas, because they are, depending on what is the focus of the humans in the area, they will be either in your alignment or not. And if you feel foreign, it's usually because you don't belong there, because you're on a different frequency. You don't. So when you heed these warnings, I don't belong here, it's because you're uncomfortable and wish to go back and wish to go to those who are like you. And that's the human way. Be around those who are like you, not to be uncomfortable or put out of place in a place where you don't belong.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for that.
Are we complete?
Yes.
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 All right. May we have the notes to accompany our energetic exchange?
Mhm.